As a music journalist, I've taken an interest in music from all over the world. And I think one of the most exciting types of music in recent years has been the whole development of, I suppose, experimental folk music from South Korea, which is a very exciting form of music. The whole idea of taking very, very old instruments like the komongo and mixing it with old flutes and pipes and zithers and then with electronic music and electronica and electric guitars is a fantastic idea if you can do it properly. And Black String are in the same tradition in that they mix these different instruments, but they have a very different style. It's a more quiet style, it's a more hypnotic style. There are lots of changes within the music, and in some ways it reminds me of jazz in the way there is improvisation and different ideas come and go. And I like very much the way in which they've played with different musicians from around the world. They started off playing with a saxophonist called Tim Garland many years ago, and the first time I saw them, which was a year ago, 2 years ago now, they were playing with an English folk musician called Catherine Tickell, who plays the Northumbrian pipes, and they'd only just met the day before. I went to some of the rehearsals and they did an extraordinary collaboration. And on the new album Karma there is very much the same sort of ideas of collaboration, of new ideas coming out, of fluidity in the music. And so some of it has komungo playing gentle riffs and then flutes and electronica mixing behind it. There are other sections where there are collaborations, like with the Vietnamese guitarist Nguyen Le. And then there is an extraordinary gentle treatment of a Radiohead song. So the variety, I think, is very, very impressive indeed. Suena is a very hypnotic song. It starts with a sort of bluesy riff. It reminds me of the American blues a bit, but played in the komongo. And then there are flutes and a sense of improvisation, a sense of jazz behind it, a sense of the music gradually developing. It sort of rises and flows. And I think it was written when they were going about to go on a South American trip, weren't they? And so it was influenced, I think, by that. I can't see any South American influences there, but I like the sense of exploration. They like exploring new ideas, like meeting new people and mixing different ideas from people into the music. So on other tracks on Karma there's some vocal sections that remind me a bit of India. And then of course there's Radiohead, which is a famous English rock band and given a treatment with ancient musicians, which sounds absolutely gorgeous. And some vocals, so it's a tremendous amount of variety. And then the title track itself, Karma, is a very hypnotic track. It has it developing slowly over a couple of few riffs and beats, and then the music builds and builds over that. So it's an album, the more I listen to it, the more I like it. I think they're special in the way that they mix the ancient instruments and the modern instruments without either side really being swamped by the other. The Black String, it's more a key instrument, it's playing riffs, it's leading the music much more, I think. And at the same time, the old instruments are never swamped by the electronics. Like the electronics is moved very subtly behind it. The guitars never really, even with electric guitars, they don't dominate completely the music. It's a very difficult balance to get, and so I think they create that very well indeed. And there's enormous variety, as I say. They're always bringing in new ideas and new influences from around the world mixed with these old instruments. So it's a very interesting fusion. I'll be always interested to see what they're going to do next. I think they're very surprising all the time. I became interested in Korean music because of the K-Music Festival. I think it's very good of the authorities to put money into promoting music like that. I wish that more countries did the same thing. I think it's a very positive thing to do. So I've become a great fan of the music. I think K-Music Festival has been a huge success because it's a lot of different music, a lot of different styles, and I think everyone looks forward to it every autumn. It's something that now happens every year, and it's become full of great bands. And you see Jambalaya coming back, you see Black String coming back, and it's terrific. And I think it is in different venues across London, like places like Rich Mix, a small club, or in concert halls like Jambalaya were playing on the Southbank at the Purcell room. So it's been, I think it's tremendous. Very well done.